TDL 5270 with Georgia plates. She is a 2025 Honda CR-V. Mind you, what I drove yesterday felt a little bit newer in my opinion. I don't know. Oh, like, it just had more bells and whistles and everything. Even my truck has more bells and whistles than this thing. But hey, it is what it is. Either way, I was able to thankfully secure a 545. I was able to secure 545 to 11 shift for today. Like, they almost gave me one of the Toyotas in a shorter shift and stuff. And again, I mentioned yesterday why I prefer the compact SUVs for right now, because fewer passengers, faster turnaround, and not to mention more rest time. I think that's vital as a transit operator, like, to have as much rest time as possible, because without it, ugh, it could be a bad day for everyone. So either way, just gonna finish cleaning out in here, which there's not much to clean. This is a brand new car and everything, but we'll see how it goes. This is how to start the morning. Just have a nice two passenger express run to Exchange Place, and like, I do got passengers in my queue, but I just wanted to take this opportunity to just breathe and stuff. All I know is, like, this is one thing that kind of gets on my nerves. One, when passengers leave the window open, but two, basically, when there's passengers that you're already in the process of slowing down, and then they just abruptly open the door and everything. That's why I always say out loud, let me park first and everything when it comes to vehicles like these and everything. It's also why I don't like people sitting in the front row. Not only because their big head is in the way when I'm trying to make a turn, but also, you know, just a few other circumstances and everything, mainly with the opening the door and stuff. But let's continue. Right now I got some shuttle runs. I tried to catch that school bus driver in the video, but, like, you're already driving a Bluebird Vision, arguably my favorite school bus ever since I was a kid. And basically, like, I have all the space in the world for you to be able to go around me, but you still try to honk at me and everything. Yeah, all the space, no car on the other side, and you're just being a drama queen. But hey, let's say that I was able to finish a express run, well, kind of a semi-express run, I don't know, where it was 2 dropped off at Grove Street and then 1 dropped off over here at Newport. The one that I dropped off here at Newport had, like, the cutest little Middle Eastern voice ever and everything. Like, already soft-spoken. After I dropped off the passengers, it's like, do you have any more passengers? In my mind, I'm like, girl, I can't hear you. You're like the Asian girl from Pitch Perfect. But still, like, I was able to finish it and stuff. Okay. Let's continue. I just love being in a Via van with another city planner and everything. And I know it's not a van; it's a compact SUV I'm driving. But that's besides the point. So yeah, the guy and I were talking about just ways that traffic could essentially improve in the Jersey City area and stuff. But you know, unfortunately, like, around here, they're just gonna do what they want to do, even though sometimes what they're not doing makes absolutely no sense. And Via's included, because not this line run, but the line run before, you could imagine where all of a sudden I end up pulling up to a mother and son, where I get that the mother should have added the +1 and everything. And, you know, she was reasonably aggravated and everything. I am now aggravated for her, because now all of a sudden Via is saying that we driver partners need to have booster seats with us and everything. And in my mind, I'm like, you know, for over a year, if you recall this vlog right here, I remember saying that we should definitely have booster seats available and everything. And in my mind, I'm like, oh, Via's gonna provide booster seats, great. No, for some reason, like, all of a sudden we drivers have to buy the booster seats, which makes absolutely no sense and everything. So I'm gonna look this up and everything, and I might end up challenging Via on this, not suing them and everything, but like right now, this makes absolutely no sense, and hopefully this gets resolved. Well, I'm back at the lights right now, 11:03. So as I'm coming in and everything, this is normally around a time where there's some coming back for the day, and then others going back out and everything. So, you know, a variety of circumstances. I happen to notice all the other driver partners and everything. Like this one just parked B77 UPZ. I call her Cupcake. Let me see something. You know what? I just want to ask directly if some of these drivers have booster seats with them. Ironic that it was one of the new drivers driving Cupcake just now. So basically, this is an issue that Via has to take care of and everything, because among the many different groups of passengers that need to have like the best quality service possible, it has to be parents with their children and everything. Because I can't count how many times I've had passengers in my case where in the past it was like I was kind. I was like, next time add them as a +1. But all of a sudden they like now either the driver partner has to have the booster seat or the passenger has to have the booster seat. It makes no sense. I'm sorry, it makes absolutely no sense. So, you know, it's varying depending on who's able to provide it. And the irate passenger from this morning brought out a valid point. She mentioned, like, it doesn't make sense for me to be able to carry a huge booster seat and everything, especially in the likelihood that I'm not going to be driving or I'm going to be in a particular vehicle. It's completely ridiculous. And this was the third time, in fact, where this was brought out to her attention and everything. And yeah, initially I was just gonna simply decline, but one thing I always do is that in a case like that where you have an irate individual frustrated with regards to the circumstances, I just call Via directly, mention the situation, but I put the speaker on so that they could hear the cussing passenger and everything. Not necessarily to cause a division and everything. That's one thing I try to avoid causing whatsoever. It's just, you know, it doesn't make sense to cause a level of opposition that, in my opinion, makes absolutely no sense in order for passengers to be provided for. It doesn't, because like, you don't need a booster seat for a bus. So why do you need all of a sudden a booster seat for a Via van? Like, this is something that needs to be addressed and everything. I'm not saying that I would address it if I become the field manager, like I said in yesterday's video, but it's something that needs to be addressed in general, because I'm sure I will be able to do but so much within the jurisdiction of Jersey City and likely beyond that, but like I can't necessarily change the policy of Via just in general and everything. So it's something that needs to be addressed and everything, and I hope they can address it soon and stuff. And yeah. Oh, and also at the end of yesterday's video, towards the very end, I mentioned that you could become a Patreon patron for, I didn't mention $1 a month, which, come on, $1 a month and everything, that's less than many streaming platforms. And you could get your name shouted out at the end. Just 2 weeks ago, I was able to get my first ever Patreon member, but they went for the free subscription, like honestly I do with people I follow on Patreon, like V Birchwood, Bossy Birchwood, this girl that is a daily wearer of historical clothing that she hand sewn herself. check out her channel if you haven't done so already. A lot of her clothes are nice and modest and everything. It's actually compelled me to subscribe to her channel because I am very meticulous with regards to making sure the clothing I have, that what I wear, but also what I choose to depict, whether through AI or other means, is as wholesome as possible. Like, y'all already know this, for those that follow me on Dream Journal Art Gallery, my rule, no cleavage. Like, that's just one of the main things that I try to enforce as best as I can and everything. And I'm even very detailed with regards to what I have AI generate and everything, just to appear as modest as possible. But that's that. See y'all later.